One day till Shabbos Kodesh. Shalom Aleichem. One day till Shabbos Kodesh. Good Purim, 83 until Purim. Don't look at the background. It is from an assignment last year in school in IDC. Don't even ask about the assignment. Very weird. Had to be one of my backgrounds for Zoom. And I was feeling it today. Kira calls it the coffee of Avos Yisrael. You got the little hearts in there. Beautiful. Oh, Kira revealing the secrets. Chavra, Tefillah b'Shem Kol Yisrael. Getting right into it. A lot going on tonight. Shabbos Kodesh is coming up. We feel it in the air right now. We smell it in the air. I know a cholent is brewing, cooking in the Aiden household, in the Koyin household. Arise and help me. Put it into my heart, Ribbon Sh'olam, to take up the cause of your great and holy honor, and that of my own nefesh, ruach, and neshama. Owing to our many sins, our status has fallen very low because we have neglected your honor and despised our own souls. Tefillah b'Shem Kol Yisrael, Pesach u'uvim ben Yosef Sarah, Bracha bas Yehudis, Miriam Dodi bas Chanim Chavet, Shira bas Basia, Sinai, Reuvim ben Mani, and every neshama. Nam Yisrael. We have been stripped of so much of our honor during our humiliating exile. Our honor has dropped below among the nations, and they abhor us like menstrual impurity. See how very lowly the Jewish people has become, both collectively and as individuals. Bizrat Hashem Chevra. Oh, Reb Samson. Reb Samson getting on. Chevra halacha l'maisa, halacha b'Shem Kol Yisrael. We didn't finish, we began, we sort of accomplished in the 24/7 halacha book by Rav Aaron, or Rav Aaron E. Marcus, from Reshit, I believe. Rav Chaim's father. No? Rav Chaim's father or uncle? Do we know? Kira?
I think it's his father, no? Yeah. Sure.
So real.
It's like his grandfather.
Maybe the grandfather. It's one of the Marcuses. So we're an honor just learning from the Rebbe Sefer, and we accomplished Bracha Achrona, Brei Nefashos, Al Michya, and I still don't know what it's talking about. Mamish. Chazara. We're moving on to preparing for Shabbos Kodesh. So we're all wondering, Samson's pumped, traveling on Erev Shabbos, what are the implications? What are the halachos? If you are traveling on Friday, you need to leave early enough so that you'll arrive at your destination with plenty of time to spare before Shabbos. In fact, the Shulchan Aruch writes that ideally one shouldn't travel more than 3 parasos, roughly 10 to 14 kilometers on Friday. The Bach, however, is lenient to travel farther by wagon, and with modern means of travel, the prevalent practice is to travel much, much farther today. Kira, are you in a wagon right now? Okay. It's interesting that Rav Moshe finds in particular about leaving the Lower East Side of Manhattan by midday. If he was going to Monsey a little over an hour by car for Shabbos, the bottom line is don't cut it too close. All right, Beseder. Yesterday we talked about Hitchachut. feel like every single day we've been talking about Hitchachu, renewal. We're trying to connect back to it because it's so geschmack, such a geschmack piece of Torah. Now we're going to talk about lengthening our days. I remember, I think it was over a year and a half ago. I think when we first started the Chabura, or 2 years ago. Has it been 2 years? I think it's been, or close to 2 years. Starting the Chabura. We learned this piece on lengthening your days. Remember, we all sent in the group chat our alarm clocks. We were all so pumped, so hyped to lengthen our days just a little more, even by 1 minute, by 30 minutes, by 1 hour. And we all sent our different alarm clocks. I think someone sent in like a 4 a.m., a 3:30, a 2 a.m., some crazy stuff going on. And even 9 a.m., it's even more geschmack than the 4 a.m. Because who knows, maybe the 9 a.m. was waking up at 11. And he's starting to wake up at 9 a.m. It's geschmack. Rabbi Nachman says, Lekutei Maran 60, in the first volume, see that you make your days very long. With every new day and moment, make sure that your time is longer, fuller, and richer with added holiness. You must continually extend your days, filling them with greater holiness and purity. This is the secret of long life. When we wake up in the morning, we all try waking up like lions, serving Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We thank Hashem for returning our souls. And we want to do so much in the day. Right? We want to do our studies. We want to learn a little Torah. We want to connect to Am Yisrael. We want to daven. We want to make brachos, the whole thing. And it could feel like a burden. It could feel like so much. So I think just by reading the first couple of lines from Rabbi Nachman's Torah, may mean to set your alarm a little bit earlier, or just extending your days, maybe even going to bed a little later and being a little more productive at nights. But also, even a bracha can lengthen one's day. If we decide to make a bracha before eating an apple, that's technically lengthening our days, because it's just adding holiness to our days. And if we're adding holiness, then we'll feel fuller and richer. When you start each new day, at first the day is very short. I don't know if you guys feel that way. I certainly feel that way. Or when I go to bed and my head hits the pillow, I'm like, wow, that day flew. What you need to accomplish spiritually today may weigh heavily upon you. It takes great determination not to be discouraged as you feel the weight of the devotions you have to undertake today. I believe in Rabbi Nachman's second Sicha and Sicha Doran talks about how we should just throw ourselves onto Hashem. When we wake up, from the moment we wake up, because we have so much to accomplish, so much to do. And just by throwing it onto Hashem, we're like, Ribbona Shalom, we know you're the creator, we know you're everything. Ein o milvado. And I'm just going to try my best here. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try to make the bracha on the apple. But if I don't say the bracha achrona, if I don't say the bracha nefashos, the al michyan on my meals, I'm at least trying. Or if I say that, but I'm late to mincha, at least I try getting to mincha. Or if I miss mincha, I'm going to try the next day. But we're just trying to throw everything to Hashem because we're continually. And now I'm going on the spiral. Now I'm going on the tangent. Chevra, we're going to stop here on the tangent. We're going to stop here on the tangent. Oh, bye. So Rabbi Nachman lengthening your days. We all know Shabbos Kodesh. We're feeling it more and more. We've been yearning since Motzei Shabbos. Right, that's when the avoda really starts for preparing for Shabbos. I saw a Geschmack piece. I don't know if you guys get the packet. I'm sure you guys do, from Malik Biederman. And I feel like it's kedai that we go over just a little piece. I don't know if you guys can still see the screen. Can you guys see me? I might get another tab right now.
Sees the driving. We see you.
All right, Geschmack. All right, this is a great Torah from the Midrash and the Maharal. The Midrash in Shmos Rabbah teaches, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu speak with Moshe specifically from within a thorn bush, a sneh? We could find this at the beginning of Parak Revi, actually. Hashem appearing to Moshe in a flaming bush. Why didn't Hashem appear to Moshe from a more beautiful tree? The Midrash relays that the sneh was actually a rose bush. The roses in the bush represent the Tzaddikim of Klal Yisrael, and the thorns represent the Rishaim of our nation. So just to say that again, the Midrash says that the thorn bush was actually a rose bush, and the roses represent the Tzaddikim of Klal Yisrael, and the thorns represent the Rishaim of our nation. Nevertheless, Hashem resided among the thorns too. Right within the thorn bush, Hashem chose to speak to Moshe Rabbeinu. Davka in that place. So what does the Maharal say? He explains that the thorn bush represents Yidden who fall to low levels. The Shechina appeared in the thorn bush and not a more beautiful tree. It wasn't a rose bush. It didn't say that in Pshat. It didn't say that in Psukim. That was a rose bush. Right? So Davka in the thorn bush. We all know that Hashem resides with every Yid, even the very lowest. So even if you feel like you're low, which really means you're so high, we just got to find that Nakuda Tova within us and see how beautiful we really are. Hashem is Davka in that place speaking to us. Davka in that place. In every single space, Hashem is there. Chavra, questions, comments, please feel free. A lot of Torah there. I stopped myself with a tangent. Could have got scary. Transition to the Kavod Shabbos. Chavra, questions, comments?
So clear.
First,
Tangents are so good. They have to continue. So we're gonna Samson. Did you want to
go. You first. Chavor.
Yeah. I just remembered an idea that as you were mentioning, two of the phrases kind of you mentioned, well, the idea, and you actually said one of the concepts. So I heard this in the name of Rav Dr. Lord Jonathan Sachs, Shalom. It's crazy. One of the craziest ideas, though, a very broad paradigm level idea, perspective on life. And so it's about what you're saying, that this idea of Rav Nachman, I never heard this before either. Very interesting, the idea of elongating the days. It's a beautiful concept. And what he says, like this idea, he says there's a non-Jewish perspective of life and there's a Jewish perspective on life. And the non-Jewish perspective, or just one of the perspectives that someone can have, is a spiral perspective. You mentioned the word spiral, or that time works in a circular way. In there's another word for that, like it's a cyclical cycle. Time is cyclical. That's the word, right? Rav Doctor and Lord, he would use the big words, so we got to use the big words. And he says that's a certain perspective, right? Because it kind of seems like that we're told that the days are a cycle. You know, sun goes up, sun goes down. 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, another month. The seasons. There's some sort of life that definitely there's a cyclical pattern. But he says, like, people that don't see like meaning, that don't have a greater purpose, it's purely cyclical. Like there's just a cycle of life, like the food chain, or they call that the way life goes, the circle of life, right? You've heard that before. But he says the Jewish way is exactly what he said in the Rav Nachman sentence, that every day, not only do you have to make it longer than the day before, not only do you have to make it longer, you have to make it longer than the day before. It's all about going up in Kedusha, right? Like the idea from Hanukkah, with lighting the one more light each night, always going up in Kedusha. And he says that the Jewish way is that life is linear. It's not cyclical. It's a line. We're moving forward in one direction. We're getting closer to Mashiach. It's coming. We're going somewhere. We're not just randomly living. It's not a circle. You know, although time has its patterns, we're moving somewhere. It's not random. Each day, we have to make the most out of it. Exactly. I love that idea again. Elongating the days. You know, fill each day with more and more, like Rabbeinu Jack is showing us. Add things. Add shurim. Attend shurim. Go to shurim. Make shurim. You know, Chavrusa does everything. It's so beautiful. So we're learning that. Thank you. And you reminded me of that idea. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
So, I'm hesitant to share what I'm about to say, but I'll say it anyway. today, and if for those of us that are following, Am Yisrael is really doing it already. They're doing the daily Tanya. Really, Am Yisrael is already doing it. So, and if I'm doing it, that means all of Am Yisrael is doing it. If one of all of Am Yisrael is doing it, that means I'm doing it too, even if I miss a day. But today's Tanya is chapter 12 of the Tanya, where it speaks about the Beinoni. Chapter 10 and 11 spoke about the Tzaddik and the Rasha, where chapter 12 speaks about the Beinoni. And everyone knows the Alter Rebbe's definition of the Beinoni is a person that is a Beinoni, someone who's in the middle ground. But the middle ground, according to the Alter Rebbe, according to the first Lubavitch Rebbe, Shno Zalman of Liadi, is someone who is constantly struggling to say no to the Yetzer Hara. Is a person that never sins and is constantly saying no to the Yetzer Hara. Has the taiva and says no. So what I realized about this, and you might right now think it's not kosher, but I recognize the connection. And that this morning when I was learning it, what does it mean to be a Beinoni? A Beinoni, at one point in his life, could have been a Rasha, according to the Alter Rebbe. Meaning, a Beinoni can be someone who sinned at one point, did tshuva, and became a tzaddik, and now he's saying no because he's having a taiva again. What does that mean? What does it mean to me? It means the ultimate quality of a Beinoni, which according to the Alter Rebbe is the goal for every Jew to become, to be able to constantly say no. The ultimate quality of a Beinoni is the power to start again.
Oh.
Because let's be honest, we're all human beings. We're all human beings. Every single one of us has sinned in more than one way. And in more than one inyan. One just eating this way or thinking that way or speaking this way. There's more than this. At least for myself. I mean, you guys are tzaddikim, but for myself at least, I know I've sinned in more than one way. And the power of the Beinoni is to say, okay, that was a different person that sinned. I'm coming to this next shlav and saying, no, I am this person. I am a new person. 10 minutes ago, me would have said that piece of juicy gossip, but now I'm already a different person. I don't say that juicy gossip. As much as I want to say it, as much as I want to eat the whatever thing that I shouldn't eat, as much as I want to eat the Oreo after I just had a meat lunch, as much as I want to, I don't know, chas v'shalom, go rob a bank, lahavdil, I don't know how many of us have that taiva, but I don't do it because I say, wait a minute, that was the old me. The old me would steal. The old me would say gossip. The old me would eat this type of food. The old me would think this type of way. But I'm a new me. This is a Beinoni. This is exactly what we're talking about here. Rabbi Nachman's telling us every single day you have the opportunity to become a Beinoni. What is a Beinoni? A Beinoni is a person that says, no, that is not, I have the taiva. I want to eat this food that is lechora aser, but I'm saying, no, I don't let it take me on. I don't let it. It's not happening. We have to allow ourselves to, and this is, of course, this is a real chidush. Everything I just said is obvious to everyone, and we already discussed this many times. This idea of the Beinoni and the power to say no and starting again. But what I'm about to share is a chidush that I haven't shared with many people, and I'm scared to share it, so I'll say it anyway. But it's connected, so I'll say it. So it says in the pasuk, "Ani Hashem lo shaniti." Right, it says that about Hashem. Hashem says to I don't know who he says it. Where does it? Maybe it's in Navi, maybe it's in Torah. I don't know. But the pasuk exists in the world, and everyone knows. Ani Hashem lo shaniti. I am God. I have not changed. I am who I was, and I am who I'm going to be. Hashem is one throughout all of ages, and he's never going to change. The word shaniti means I have not changed. Like lo shaniti means I have not changed. But the word shana in the Gemara can mean a few different things. Shana can also mean taught. In the language of the Gemara, it means taught. So the way I see the pasuk is Ani Hashem lo shaniti. That I'm God and I have taught you the power of saying no. Which means when we're in the situations where it requires us to have the wherewithal to say, wait, this is not what a Ben Torah does. This is not what a Bat Torah does. I have the power to say, wait a minute, all my friends are going out to the bar or to do bad things at the bar. I'm not saying the bar is a bad place, but to do bad things at the bar they're going. You can go to the bar with your friends. Very good. But they're going to do bad things at the bar or the club or whatever environment is not fit for such a person. And you should have the wherewithal. Ani Hashem lo shaniti. Hashem's telling you, wait a minute. Don't think peer pressure is just going to take you away and it's okay. All my friends are doing it. No, Ani Hashem lo shaniti. I am my God. I taught you how to say no. Yuval, and this also adds into what we were speaking about before, is starting a new day. Saying, I'm not saying using no as in a positive way, because the word lo also shares the letter Lamed Aleph, also shares the same speech sound as the word lo, Lamed Vav, which we know spells out the word El. And we know it's coming already. Lo and lo, it spells El. There's nothing you can do about it. So when you're low, when you say low, you say, okay, wait, no, I'm not going to go about doing this bad thing. Then you're low, then you're at slow, then you're already for Hashem. Then you're low like his. You're already Hashem's. You belong to Hashem at that point. When you say, no, I'm not doing that bad thing, low, then you're low. Then you're already up to Hashem. You're in Hashem's hands. Well, that's all I have to say tonight.
Wow. There's a lot to unpack with both you and Kira. There's a lot of Kalali. You have anything to add, Ayman? Oh,
He's saying this because it means low.
Oh, so good.
Wait, Reb, but how does low spell Elul? Isn't there? Oh, like both words of low
Yes.
spell Elul. Oh, you mean? Yeah. Okay, I get it. Very strong, very strong.
I get that.
Now I get it.
Wow. Chavar Bezrat Hashem. Samson, I think you're muted.
The Elul Torah is not my Torah. The Elul is it's I think about maybe I don't think it's about Shem Tov. It's but he quotes from the pasuk. Whoever it was, Hashem. I don't know who. One second, I have to say a little tefillah. Hashem. I don't know who I'm quoting from, but I hope it brings me one step closer to Mashiach. Whoever said it, I only said that because my grandfather always said, Allah Shalom, and this should be in his merit, that when you quote, if you quote in someone's name, you're already bringing one step. You're bringing the Mashiach. So I don't know who I'm quoting right now, but I hope it brings me one step closer to Mashiach. So, but I hope. So, Rabbi, it's really terrible that I forgot who said it. Quote from the pasuk that we say every day in Mizmor Todah, where we say, what does the pasuk go? We say it in Mizmor Todah every day. I should know this by heart. Mizmor Todah. V'lo anachnu, right? It says hu alkeinu v'lo anachnu, and we are his. So the Rebbe says, whichever Rebbe who's bringing Mashiach now, says that when we're low, when we become his, when we say no to sin, then we become low. Then and the continuation of the pasuk, son miriatov, then we become already a part of his flock, a sheep, a part of his flock. And he says that the word low, when you say no to sin and you say yes to Hashem, when you say low to no as in no, and you say low as in his, that's El.
Wow, Geshmak. There's a lot. Chevra, we have some Aliyah parties, Baruch Hashem, in Herzliya.
We do.
We have some Aliyah. I think 4,300 in 2021. 4,300 people made Aliyah. Baruch Hashem, the oldest person to make Aliyah, 2021, 98 years old. 98. Wow. Someone sent me the graphic. There's a stat, crazy stats out there. 770 lone soldiers, 1,100 families, 1,100 single people, 280 something doctors, experts, medical experts. A lot is coming, Bezrat Hashem, soon by all of us, and all of our tefillos tonight, right? With the tefillah, the beginning of Likutei Tefillah, with the Halacha Tefillah, with the Rabbi Nachman Tefillah, the Thornbush Tefillah, the Moshe Schiff. Oh my gosh, the highest, Kira, the highest tefillos in the world. Moshe ben Miriam, may have a refuah, mamish, may have a refuah. Chavra, we shall all be well. Have a great Shabbos. L'kavod Shabbos Kodesh. Chavra,
Shabbos
great
Shabbos.